Alright, the last way we're going to add our NPCs, let's see, we'll get rid of all these things here, is with an info template. Or, I'm sorry, a point template. Info template doesn't sound right. A point template. So, once we get rid of these, rest of these positions here, there we go. Let's add an entity, a point underscore template. Doink. It looks like a prop. We got a red cube. Make sure it's off the ground. Okay, now Alt-Enter, bring up our properties. And you see we have 16 slots, 16 template slots. And we can just name our point template to begin with. So let's just call this Combine Template. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 16 templates where we can choose our list of different NPCs to spawn. So let's add back in a few different NPCs. We can create a group of a couple different kinds. Let's get an NPC underscore Combine Soldier, Combine S. Let's just get 2 of those guys. Let's add to that group maybe like a Metro Police or something here. Combine. Could add a gunship, a helicopter into that mix if we want. Might be a bit too formidable right now. So let's just go ahead and add the NPC Metro Police with the M's. Makes sense. Okay. And we'll add 2 Metro Police back there as well. Naming is key when we're creating point templates, and really most templates, or using a different prefabricated or any kind of grouping. So let's select our guys. Oops. Alt-Enter. And we're going to name them with a wildcard. So we're going to call them, we can call them Assault Group 1 Star. The star being a wildcard symbol, meaning that when our NPCs are generated, this star will keep adding numbers to make them different. But anything called Assault Group 1 past that, we can still reference with this same name. So if we need to reference an entity, we can reference Assault underscore Group 1 Star, and we will reference any NPC with the prefix Assault underscore Group 1 blank. All those entities from this point on will be referenced. So we'll apply that name, and we'll just work down the list. So let's copy this name here. You can just paste it right in here, change it to 2. Make this guy 3, and I bet you've got it. Name this guy 4. Okay, so taking it one step at a time, we have our point template named Combine Template, and we have to select which of these guys fit into this overall general template of our group. So we have 16 options or entries we can put in there. We have 4 that we're going to add. So in our drop-down list, we'll put our Assault Group Entity 1, our Assault Entity 2, Assault 3, and Assault Group 4. Now we have 4 guys assigned. Hit Apply. Now since our point template doesn't have any way to start itself initially, we need to activate it. We need to tell these guys to generate. And there's a couple ways we can do that. We could either create a trigger next to us that we'll just run into to start them off, or we can use what's called a logic auto entity. The logic auto entity is fired immediately upon map start. So we can open it up, and as soon as our map loads, this will fire an output. There is some criteria you can select that it would need to meet first, but in a general case, a logic auto will simply fire a bunch of outputs as soon as your map starts, which can help get things moving. So you don't have to actually trigger anything by walking someplace. Everything will just start moving when you start your map. So let's just do that. We'll switch to the Output tab. We'll add an output to our logic auto, and we're going to trigger saying onload game. You could also do it on the map spawn, which might work best for us. So on the map spawn, we're going to tell our Combine template to force the spawn of the group of entities that belong to it. So that should do it. It'll start up our map, force our point template here to create these 4 guys, which we have templates of here. And they should Probably not do anything very smart, but they should at least fire their guns at us. So let's save as. We'll just change this up to NPCs _2 or something. Start a different kind of launch here, and we will run. Okay, here we go. Our map's going to start. Logic Auto is going to send out that pulse. Boom, did it automatically. There are 4 guys. Let's take them all out without too much hassle. And that's that. Okay, a couple more things about that to really make it seem a lot better. Okay, a few things we can do. First off, just simply create more guys than just those 4, but keep to that 4-man group. We will place an entity called the environment entity maker. Let's place one over here off in our kind of side room. Pull it right back and take a look at its object properties. We have the chance to name it, so we can name it Combine Maker 2. And take a look at its key values. We can parent it so we can move with an object. Maybe you have a train moving through your level and you want this entity maker to stay inside the train, so you simply parent it to the train so it moves with it. The point template to spawn. Okay, so we have our Combine template. That's our 4-man template we got being triggered by our logic auto. The post movement speed. So we actually have the option as soon as they are created, how fast they'll be running in a specific direction. So 0 means they're just going to be standing. We can move them 50 units per second there and change the movement direction. Usually it's easier in this movement direction to point it at something. So let's point it right at us. They're just going to run right towards us. So we'll click point at, come in here. Kind of hard to find us, but let's click right on us. So it's going to adjust the angles to move right towards us. And there's some variance. You can actually say, you know, how much variance between the 4 different guys is there going to be in their run speed and their direction. Just a little randomness so they're not all boonk, running right at you in the same non-thinking line. Okay, so we'll just take one last look at our environment entity maker to make sure everything, oh, well, nope. We want to make sure that our point template to spawn is set to our combine template. And take a look at our speed. Yeah, none of this stuff got saved. So 50 direction, we'll point it at ourselves over there. See how that arrow moved over. And the variance we can leave. Make sure everything's still in there. Speed. That's something 10. And it's our combine. Okay. So, and we'll make sure that we still have the link here on our logic auto since something there didn't get saved. Outputs, yeah, we got 2. We got the combine template for spawn and the maker 2 for spawn. Okay. So, let's just run through it one more time. We'll save. Run. And as soon as we check out this, we'll finally make our NPCs a bit smarter. Okay, there's a couple groups of guys. They're not really running because they have nowhere to run to, but let's pistol these guys. How about this, guys? Oh, shoot, I'm out of... I like to see people as I kill them. Okay, let's go and get some assault points in here so we actually have these guys doing something more than just standing around shooting us, doing nothing, which is really not exciting at all. Okay, so I've just kind of cleared out our room so we get a fresh slate as we go through assaults. We'll go back and we'll create either an NPC maker or another point template, and then we'll actually give it a place to go, something to do, so that it actually is in assault ready mode and has some locations to travel to. So let's see. Let's start by just creating our NPC again. So let's just keep to our soldiers. NPC combine soldier. Combine S. Yeah, there we go. And we'll place. Let's see. We'll just let's just start with 1, and maybe we'll add some more as we go here. So start with 1 guy. Make it real simple. Gonna name our guy. We'll name him Assault 1 Combine. 1. Okay. And then we're going to create, let's actually get our point template back. So we'll create our point template, put that back in our scene, name it our assault 1 combine generator. Okay, and our template 1 will just pick our guy right there. Make sure that's applied. So now we want to actually add the assault, the information entity that's going to let him know what to do. It's actually an AI entity, so it's AI underscore goal. There's several different goals that we can give guys, including act busy, which is the first one that pops up. But we're looking for assault. Plunk that down right next to it. Open up the properties. Alt enter. And we're going to name this guy assault 1. And this is our, basically this is just our assault goal. So our assault goal. Okay, so within the assault goal, we have the actors to effect. So what actor, what combine soldier that gets generated do we want to be on this assault? So we're going to want it to be this guy right here. But we're going to want it to be more than that guy. We want it to be that guy, actually, that guy. We want it to be any combine that's numbered 1, like this guy, or any other number, as long as it has this assault 1 combine at the beginning of its name. Then we have to set a rally point, so we have to create a rally point. Entity tool. And let's add an assault underscore rally point. Put that somewhere in front of him. We're going to name that assault 1 to stick with our naming convention. And we'll call it rally point 1. Apply. Okay, and we'll take a look at the assault rally point key values here. We named it. It's going to ask for an assault point, which we'll place in just a second. We also have a delay between being at the rally point and being at the assault point, which we can set. And some priorities for how, if there's multiple rally points, which rally point it should go to. Actually set that within our goal assault. We have the rally point selection method, which should the priority for rally points be distance, or should they just be a random assignment of which rally point to go to? So we'll keep it at distance, and we're going to add another entity, an assault underscore assault point, and we'll put the assault point, let's see, where do we want to put the assault point? We want to put the assault point obviously over where we're at, so we'll put one assault point kind of over in the corner here. And maybe we'll make quickly some kind of obstruction so that immediately when they're populated into the world, when they are generated, they don't just see us and start shooting. We actually want them to have an objective and go for it. So let's create geometry. We'll create a cylinder. Sure, 8 sides. Looks pretty good. Let's create a nice, good-sized cylinder, kind of blocking their visibility here. So just put a cylinder kind of in the middle of the room. And we'll put it right up to the ceiling. We'll just right in the middle there. Oh, trigger. We don't need a trigger. We want to change the texture there. It could be one of our developer textures. Doesn't matter. Apply.